Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm Tane from Junior Programmer, and this time around I'm bringing you another video which is about a cool CSS trick that you can do, a little bit of animation that you can include in your website. Now it will also be responsive because as the screen size changes, so will the cards and their placement, and so will their size change. So let's move on to the code. So first of all, HTML file. As you have seen, I've also got the images into the same directory. So HTML is used because it is a web-based project, so that is why using HTML. So we'll begin with the basic tags, for example, the doc type, the HTML, the header tag. In the HTML, we've defined the language English, the meta tag. These are just some, like you could say, some tags that have to be defined in the HTML so it could work properly. Then I'll link the style sheet, which I'll create afterwards. Now I've linked the fonts from Google, just some good fonts to make it more stylish. And now I'll link some Bootstrap. So Bootstrap is like, it is like a basic, it is like a platform, or it is like a service that provides you much more styling capabilities, much more themes and these kind of things. So this is just the line that you could need, that you would need to copy. You would get it from the website of Bootstrap too, and there are options or instructions how to do it. So now moving on to the body tag, this is where the main content is displayed. This is where we'll write all the content, all the output for styling. So as you can see, I'm creating different divs and classes with different classes which I'll use to modify and design the divs. Now let's give the title. I've given the first person the title Williamson, then simply a founder and another class. So as you can see, I'm using a lot of divs and a lot of classes because after when I will make the CSS, it will be much more easier to style and give much more styling according to ourselves. Now I'm also using an unordered list or a UL. This is the tag to display the four of the social media icons which we can allow an option to sign in from, for example LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook and Google and so on. You could use any of you what you want. For now these will not be functional, but you can add the href and make them functional. So similarly, as you could see in the output, we had four different cards, or you could say four different people or four different employees of the same firm. So first one is design. Moving on to the next one, the same hierarchy goes. The divs, same divs with the similar classes. Then comes the image. Then comes the title. Then comes the position of the person, and then comes again the social media icons. So this is like, you could say, this is one part, this is one card or one portfolio or one card that we are making right after another. So this is now what I'm doing is making for the third person. I'm using the third image, giving it the title or the name of the person, which is the name of the person. Then I'll give the designation, for example, let's say manager. Then after that I'll do the social media icons. Similarly, as I've done before for the previous two, I'll simply write the icons in the list and give the list a class of social so we can edit it afterwards and give it styling in the CSS style sheet. So similarly, we'll also do the same for the last person or the fourth person. You can have as many as you want. I'll just do four for the purpose of this video. You can have much more, you can have much less, you can have more information in one card. For example, you could have the contact number, the email, or these kind of things. This is just the basic things you could add in the HTML. You could just simply add the text. So similarly, as done for the three previous persons, doing the same thing for this one, name, then the then the designation, and then again the social media icons for the login. Again, these are not functional for now, but you could put the link in the href where I have put in the hash and make them functional. So this was the whole of the HTML. I'm just closing the div tags. Make sure to close them properly, otherwise it will cause an error. And this is the HTML done. Now let's move on to the style sheet. So the style sheet I've created separate for this one because there was a bit more styling. So we'll just create the style sheet named style.css. The extension will be CSS, the cascade style sheet. So in the style sheet, I'll first begin with the HTML tag, just giving it a background and margin from the top. Then moving on to the container, giving it a background color. The our team. Now our team was a class that we've defined previously in the HTML. So just giving it some attributes, padding, background color, text align to the center, and these kind of stuff. Similarly, we are doing for our team and the pic within the our team. So we're giving it a width, a height. So width and height is respective to the div, the position of the div, the size of the div, and not the whole page. Okay, that is why it is 100%. Similarly, for again for our team, when I hover over it, then the background color changes and the border radius changes, just to make a cool animation effect. Then for the image, again I'm giving it a width, a height, and border radius. Now again for our team, and within the our team, the title. So the title will be according to these properties: display, font size, whatever I've done. You could also make changes, as I always say, just make a little bit of changes to experiment around and see how these things actually play out in the output. You could just experiment a bit, but if not, you could just use the same code and check it out for first. Now similarly, I have written the style for our team, the post, then our team, and social list and icons. So I'm just kind of making them in line for we're using display inline block and just other attributes. For example, the height, width, line height, border radius, and all this kind of stuff. The color, the border. These are just to make it according to ourselves what we want as an output. You could change colors and everything as you want. Now fine. Now for the hover, we'll also change the background color, so we could see the background color change. And now the media is like the photos and videos on screen, so it's all. So this was the style sheet. Now let's move on to the output. So in the output, as you can see, it is just like as we thought. The blue color comes in and forms a circle around the picture of the person, and so on. And as you can see, when we change the screen size, so does the cards change and the arrangement change. So this makes it a little bit more stylish and more good to look at. So this is what you could include in your websites in different of ways as you like, according to your requirements. So this was all for today's project. I hope you liked this, and if you did, please give a thumbs up on my video. And if you haven't subscribed my channel, please do subscribe my YouTube channel so I can keep on making much more content like this.